I was about to smash his head towards the concrete, but I was like, you ain't worth it. And you can hear me in the video saying, bro, you ain't worth it. Like, you ain't worth it. I say that in the video. And next thing you know, I hear his son running towards us because he thought we was playing. So I looked at him and I just like stood up, you know, like, man, fuck this, boom. So I stood up and this motherfucker just stood up and he's like, you know, you're dead, right? You know, they're dead. I'm gonna live you and shit. I'm gonna put a green light on you and your past. Never let your mouth write checks that your fist can't afford. I'm gonna say that one more time. Never let your mouth write checks that your hands can't afford. I remember my father told me that once. And I'm saying this because I will never, and I have never, and I will never understand how a lot of men out there, especially in the trade, are really comfortable talking spicy or talking in a certain type of way to other men. Like if they could really, potentially hurt them, for a lack of a better word. Like, have you ever been in a job where, you know, you're just working with that guy who's like extremely loud for no reason, or who's kind of aggressive on the way he talks, or who gets triggered real easy, but then you look at him and you know he ain't gonna do shit. You know he's not about that life. And the worst part of it is you never know who you're talking to. Like, you never know what type of man you're dealing with, you know? I'm just gonna say it like it is. If you really can't fight, don't talk like you can't fight. Don't talk like you're capable to do violence, because other men out there, I guarantee you, they will hurt you. They will hurt you. It doesn't matter if we're working. It doesn't matter if we're outside or in the yard or whatever. Like, there's some men out there who will hurt you or worse. So hopefully this video reaches the right ears. And bro, if you're one of those guys that just talk out of his ass, like, come on, man, check yourself, because you need to back it up. I know that we live in a society that don't hold you accountable for everything that you said or how you say it, but you need to hold yourself accountable for everything that you said. And that includes the way you talk. We're not women, man. We're not women. Women are really comfortable speaking to other men in a certain type of way because they know that there's less probability that it's gonna spark a physical confrontation. Us men, there's always that unwritten code. There's always that unwritten code that when two men are speaking, we know that there's the possibility of violence. We all know that. It's an unwritten code. It's an unwritten rule. So there's a certain line of respect that we have to have if we don't have to spark that physical confrontation, you know? Women don't understand that. And I see a lot of women putting their boyfriends in danger because they don't understand that unwritten rule. When a woman is talking like really aggressively to another man, and I don't know, probably she feels safe because she's a woman, or she feels safe because she's with her man, but her man knows better that he's gonna have to back up her shit, you know? So essentially she's putting him in danger, because what if your boyfriend can't fight, or what if he can't defend himself? But that's another subject. So always be aware of that rule. And number two, never accept drinking invitations from people that you don't know, and never go to a place that you don't know where there's gonna be alcohol. Okay, nothing good ever happens. And I'm gonna tell you what, some years ago, now mind you, I'm not a heavy drinker. I never been a heavy drinker. Sure, I had my savage year in my motorcycle club years. I was young too, and I like my occasional beer, but I was never a heavy drinker. I never liked the idea of being like stupid drunk and not remember anything the next day. But anyway, one time, I remember it was summer. It was still summer, or it was the end of summer, so it was really hot. And it was a Wednesday, and I remember there was a bomb threat in the shipyard, so we got out earlier. We got out real early that day. It was a Wednesday, and the sun was out. It was really hot. So one of my homies was like, "Hey, you know what? It's early. We never get out this early. Let's go have some drinks at my house. What's up?" So, you know, I thought it was a good idea. You know, I knew him, and then my homie was with me, so it was the three of us. So we were like, "Yeah, sure, we can kick it. We can chill, and we can have some beers, maybe have some tacos or whatever." He was like, "Okay, cool, bet. I'll meet you at my house." Okay, cool. So we went to his house. As soon as we got to his house, now mind you, the homie that invited us, that was not his house per se. He was just living there with his sister. Okay, that was his sister's house, and so that house belonged to his brother-in-law. Okay, his sister's husband. So as soon as we got there, his brother-in-law was in there already drinking. He was already drinking, kicking it and everything. So we got there. He introduced us to his brother-in-law. "Hey, what's up, man? This is my homies. We here just to have a couple of drinks." And he was cool with it at first. He was like, "Yeah, sure, come in, well, relax or whatever." So we started relaxing. We started drinking, whatever. We started eating, right? A couple of hours passed by. More than a couple of hours. I remember it was like around 6 p.m. We got there like at 2. So after a while, I noticed that this guy, you know, the dude that owned the house, starting to get a little aggressive. You know, he started to talk a little bit louder than usual, and he started to get a little bit more aggressive. You know, does it ever happen to you when you're talking
talking to somebody, you're drinking, and you start feeling that aggressiveness building up. So that's the way it was talking. So it was talking to my friend right next to me. So I was sitting, right? I was sitting down and I was talking to my homie, the guy who invited us over, and my other homie was sitting right next to me to my left side, and this guy, the guy who was getting kind of drunk, was sitting in front of us, across us, right? So we all were sitting down. So I'm talking to my homie right here, and then my homie on this side is talking to this dude, the owners, the owner of the house, right? So as I'm talking to this guy right here, I'm noticing what's happening right here. When you're talking to somebody but you're really paying attention to other conversation, that was me. Why? Because I was feeling the tension building up. Okay, so I was aware of my surroundings. So I'm talking to this dude, and I can see it in his face that he's uncomfortable. So I know something's up. So I'm hearing the conversation right next to me with my homie and this other dude, and they're starting arguing over some stupid shit. They're starting arguing about what trade is better. Oh, because this guy was a sheet metal specialist or whatever, and my homie's a welder, and we all know welders are better. So anyway, they're starting arguing, right? Like, oh, you youngsters don't know what hard work is, because this guy is like 40 years old and my homie's like on his late 20s, right? Yeah, you youngsters don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what real hard work is. This and that. I've done my time. This. They were arguing, and now, mind you, my homie's really good on talking back. He's a professional trash talker. So he's just talking back to him. He's just having a good time. He's chilling. So I'm hearing him talking back to this dude, but I'm noticing that this dude is getting heated. He's getting heated. He's getting aggressive and shit. So I'm starting to feel a little uncomfortable. So as I'm talking to this dude right here, while I'm hearing them, I pull out my cell phone and I text my homie right next to me, because I know he's in his phone while he's talking to him, right? So I text him, and I text him like, hey Joe, what's up with this dude? Like, should we leave? And he texted me back, and he was like, nah, just cool, man. It's just a little drunk. It's fine. He harmless. I'm like, all right, well, okay. So a couple of minutes passed by, and this dude stood up. He stands up, boom. He stands up, and it gets close to my homie, like playing, like kind of like joking, but at the same time being aggressive, kind of like just to establish his dominance. So I don't really appreciate that from any man at all, but whatever, dude. He was doing it to my homie, and my homie was just sitting there like just laughing, like, yeah, whatever, bro. You're 40 years old, blah blah blah. And this dude was like, yeah, whatever, and boom, slapping on his leg, like teasing him, like that. And I looked, and I was like, did he just like hit you in the leg? And my homie was like, whatever, bro. Like, yeah, bro. They started talking back to each other, and then this dude says something back to him, and then all of a sudden he's like, yeah, like I said, whatever, boom, and slapped him again, hit him again on his knee, a little bit harder. So I was like, are you gonna do something about it, or what's going on here? I look at my other homie, and my homie's already like serious, like I know, like he's usually like a really smiley, funny guy, and this time he was serious. He was like uncomfortable. So I know something's up. I know that this dude he's not on his right senses or whatever. He was not super drunk, mind you. He was not super drunk, but he was being like that bad drinker. You know what I'm saying? Like just a couple of drinks in, and you start feeling like a fucking Billy Badass, So whatever. I think he was trying to bully my homie, and that it wasn't working for him. My homie was just like chilling, laughing, and whatever. So the second time he hit him, I looked at him, and my homie was like, whatever, bro. He harmless. And then this dude started walking away to grab another beer, like right next to him. He was like, yeah, what's up, or whatever, like looking at him. And then while he was looking at him, my homie turned to me, and as soon as he looked at me, I winked at him like that. As soon as I did that, this other motherfucker comes to me and gets in my face, and he's like, hey, homie, what's this? What's this mean? He gets like right here, and I'm like, bro, chill out. And he's like, no, you chill out before I knock your ass up. And I was like, excuse me? Or like, man, I just stood up and I told my homie, I was like, you know what, bro? I think we're just gonna call it a day. I don't want to do something stupid, because mind you, this is his house. We are at his house. His little boy was playing around us with a scooter. His old lady's inside the house. I don't want to do something stupid. So I told my boy, hey, you know what, bro? As you can see, things are starting to get a little weird. I'm a bounce before I do something stupid. I said that. This other guy gets triggered, and he's like, oh, you want to do something stupid? Then do something stupid then. And then he grabs his son's scooter. He almost pushed him out of the way. He grabs his son's scooter and kind of like and does it like this. He kind of like, he wanted to swing at me like a baseball bat with the fucking scooter. And I was like, bro, chill the fuck out. What's wrong with you? Like, I just want to like, let me leave, bro. Like, chill the fuck out. Like, your wife is inside, your son is inside. No, fuck you. You want to disrespect me, my own house? Do something stupid. You think I'm scared of you? You think I'm scared of you because you do jiu-jitsu and shit? Because the conversation started because we were talking about sports and our hobbies, and I was going to jiu-jitsu back then and shit, and I don't know. I think that kind of like I think he thought that I said that just trying
to intimidate him or like brag about it or whatever, because he brought it up like, oh, you think you're badass because you do jiu-jitsu, I don't give a fuck, blah blah. You already know. So I was like, bro, whatever, just let me leave, get the fuck out of my way, bro. I really don't want to do this. And he was like, yo, you know what, fuck that, I'm gonna kick your bike. So he turns around and starts walking towards the alley. So I'm like, now mind you, we are at his backyard. He doesn't have a garage. We are at his backyard, and then in the backyard there's a alley, kind of like a alley that you have to walk to get to the front yard. In that alley there was my homie's car, my bike, and then this motherfucker's car was in front of me. So I was between two cars, so I can't really leave. And he was like, yeah, I'm gonna kick your bike. And he starts walking to that towards that alley or whatever. And I was like looking around. I look at my homie and I look at my other homie, and my other homie was like, hey man, if you need to handle it. And I was like, man, fucking bad. So I walked chasing him. I walk over there right behind him, you know. And then he saw me and he grabbed my motorcycle helmet, because I had my motorcycle helmet in my handlebar. He grabbed my motorcycle helmet and he kept walking towards the front yard. So we got to the front yard. As soon as we got to the front yard, this motherfucker was like, so what's up, dude? We're not in my house anymore. We're in the street. You want to do something stupid? Do it then. What's up? And he was talking shit. And so I was thinking, like, in while all this was happening, I was thinking, right, who's around, what can happen, what can I do, and what can't do. That's when I realized, well, I can't leave because this motherfucker's blocking me with his car, and I'm not gonna leave my motorcycle here. And now he has got my motorcycle helmet, and mind you, that was a brand new motorcycle helmet, like around $300, right? So I was getting pissed, right? He had it on his hand, so he was talking shit. All of a sudden, his old lady comes out of the house, and she runs towards him like, baby, please, no, don't do this stuff, whatever. No, fuck that. This motherfuckers are disrespecting me in my own house. I'm sick of this shit. What's up, then? I'm gonna show this motherfucker what's up. And he mushes her out of the way, like that's when I could tell, like, man, this motherfucker abuses her. But whatever, that's none of my business. I even told the lady, yeah, get your man, put him inside. I want to leave, bro. I don't want to do this right here, you know. So as soon as he pushes her, like he mushes her, like in her face, like get out of the way. She was like, yeah, whatever. So she just got back in the house, like, okay, whatever. I guess that's not gonna work. So then he grabs like a stone. He grabs like one of those not a stone, but one of those stones that they use as a decorated one of those stones that they use in the front yards, you know, like just as aesthetic purposes. It was not really a stone. He grabbed one of these big ass fucking stones, and he was ready to throw it at me, right? He was ready to throw it at me. So when he did this, I had a lagging knife like this big in my pocket that I used to cut lagging in the ships. So I automatically did this. I was not like, obviously I was not thinking about stabbing him or anything, but I did this automatically. As soon as I did this, this motherfucker was like, oh yeah, you're gonna fuck me out with that knife, like you really can't use your hands, are you a bitch? And he throws the stone at me, to my feet. He didn't do anything to me. So I was like, man, fuck, this guy is really, like, he really wants me to do this, huh? So at that point, I'm really mad, bro. I'm really mad. I'm like, man, I guess I'm gonna have to fucking beat this guy's ass. I really don't want to, because a lot of things can happen. Neighbors can come out, somebody can call the police. If I beat this motherfucker, somebody can press charges, maybe the lady, maybe somebody. And if he beats me up, oh, he's not gonna beat me up, I'll tell you up. But if he beats me up, that's bad for me. So nothing good can come out of this situation, right? But anyway, I was like, well, it's gonna happen. So I pulled out my rings, I took out my knife, everything, and I gave it to my homie, like the homie that was having the argument with him. I gave it to him, like, here. So as I was walking towards him, and he was like, you know what, bro, I'm gonna keep my motorcycle helmet. Come back for it later. And he starts walking like towards his house, and I was like, no, fuck that. I'm gonna get that today. So I'm start walking to him, and like, so what's up? And he was, so what's up then? And he throws the fucking motorcycle at me, the motorcycle helmet at me, like a bowling ball. Boom, like that. I was like, ooh, you motherfucker. So I grab fucking motorcycle helmet, throw it to my homie. As soon as I throw it to my homie, this guy walks up to me like this. Like, so what's up? So what you gonna and I fucking 1-2 that motherfucker. As soon as he walks towards me, like, I was gonna strike you first. I was not gonna give you that chance because he walked right in front of me, right? So I 1-2 that motherfucker, like, boom, boom. And he fucking fell back, but he didn't fall on the ground because there was an SUV parked in the front yard. So he just smashed in the fucking SUV. So as soon as he's fucking like, oh shit, what the fuck, what he's figuring out what the fuck is going on. I'm like, so what's up? He's gonna happen. So I put on guard, right? So I was like, man, well, so let's go then. As soon as he did this, bro, he was like, okay, so let's go. He was like this. As soon as this motherfucker started doing this, like, I was like, this motherfucker don't know shit. I immediately know that it wasn't about that. It was just a loud fucking talker, but whatever, bro. Like, we here now. He did this, and as soon as he did this, I was like, boom, like jab him. I jabbed him one good in the mouth, and he did boom, like this, and I was like, wow, that was easy, but I might got lucky, right? So I started moving it, was just waiting for the swing, and I did another one, bam, and boom. It was eating that shit like popcorn, like boom, boom, like that, and he starts bleeding. He starts bleeding from his mouth and his nose, like this, and he's just like, like this, and I'm like, bro, so what's up? You good? Like, and as soon as I said, so what's up, homie? Are you good? Because I already knew, like, this motherfucker don't know how to fight. It's all fucking smoke. So I'm like this, and he's like, bleeding and shit. And as soon as I said, so what's up, homie? You good? And as soon as I say you good, he shoots at me. He shoots at my fucking hip, like he wanted to, like, he shoots like a double leg towards me, like he wanted to throw me to the ground. As soon as he, but he's so dumb, bro. He didn't. For those who know grappling, know exactly what I'm talking about. He didn't shoot the right way. He didn't shoot with his hips, with his hips and his forehead. He fucking shoots at me with his head going forward. So he essentially gave me his head, like right here, right? He shoots at me like this, like trying to grab me. So I grab him in the guillotine, and I was like, oh, man, you're fucked now. So I sprawl on his ass, like, man, you fucked now. Boom, and I sprawl on him, and that's exactly the moment where my homie start recording. You see this video right here? That's exactly when he started recording. Now I can't play this video completely because of the profanity, and obviously there's blood, and there's YouTube consider that as violence or whatever. That's why I'm telling you this story. But if you want to see that video, check out my Instagram. Check out my Instagram. I'm gonna post it there. But he shoots at me, right? So I sprawl on him. So as soon as I sprawl on him, I hear that click. My homie starts recording. I was like, oh, this mother. So I'm sprawling on him and everything, and I worked him a little bit. If you see that video, you're gonna see that I worked him a little bit. I hit him a couple of times, and I put him on a rear naked chokehold. But then I didn't want to put him to sleep. I mount him. I hit him a couple of times, and then I'm all the way to his neck, and I was about to, because I'm pissed now. I was about to smash his head towards the concrete, but I was like, you ain't worth it. And you can hear me in the video saying, bro, you ain't worth it. Like, you ain't worth it. I say that in the video. And next thing you know, I hear his son running towards us because he thought we were playing. So I looked at him, and I just like stood up, like, man, fuck this. Boom. So I stood up, and this motherfucker just stood up, and he's like, you're dead, right? They're dead. I'm gonna live you and shit. I'm gonna put a green light on you and your patch, because I still have my motorcycle club patch in there. So it was like, yeah, I'm gonna green light you. Supposedly it was like this big shot collar dealer in National City, whatever, bro. Bluff. So after that, he ended up kicking my homie out of the house because he said, you brought your homies to disrespect me and humiliate me, fuck you. And he threw all of his things out of the house and shit. My homies ended up staying with my other homie for a month in his house while everything got situated. So we got out of there, and like I told my homie, bro, this is crazy. This would never happen if I would have followed my golden rule, and that's like, don't ever go to other people's houses that you don't know to drink. Like, look at what happened, and it was good with us at the beginning, but you never know people's personalities. You never know how they're gonna react to alcohol, if they're emotional or whatever. But one thing I can tell you in this video, if you're an emotional man, if you know you're an emotional man, check yourself, seek therapy, man, read books, read the Bible, I don't know, do a sport, work out, like channel that negative energy, man. That's just gonna get you hurt, honestly. And if you like to talk aggressively to other men, just know that there's gonna be somebody who's gonna hold you accountable. There's always that bigger fish, man. There's always a bigger fish. I'm not saying that I'm the bigger fish, that you're gonna encounter somebody like me, because I'm not claiming that I'm John Wick and I can kick everybody's ass. But no average man can kick my ass. I'll tell you that straight up. Like, modesty aside. So imagine the other guys. So there are guys out there who are really dangerous, who don't give a fuck. Some guys will stab you. Some guys would probably shoot you, bro. Or some guys, you never know, bro. You never know. Just stop living in a fantasy. If you ain't about that life, don't act like you're about that life. Just go to work, pay your bills, pay your taxes, take care of your family, and that's it, bro. That's it. Just do your own thing. Don't never make this guy mistake.